It's a third line day. Gate 33 in the third line is called spirit. Trial and error in being private, in being in retreat, trial and error in trying to reveal your remembrance. The 33, like the 31, is a gate of influence. It's just as much in that sense a leader, but it is the leader of what's happened, not the leader of what's going to happen. Remember, the 31 is logical, and so it is future oriented. And the 33 is abstract and it's past focused. So it guides us to a recognition of what has happened. And of course, again, there's that remembrance, which is only clear after the privacy, after the reflection. There's a lifetime learning here, which says the attitude that turns retreat into victory. And the exaltation says the responsible and principled retreat based on preservation, but with a determination to persevere. Privacy as a path to success. This is saying, yeah, leave me alone now. I have to think about all of this, but I will see you again tomorrow. It's not saying leave me alone, I never want to see you again. It's very easy for a third line to go into retreat, and then it can come out of retreat and go and bang into something straight away. And then it'll say, oh, I've had enough of all that. I am going back into retreat again. So the exalted gives it the courage to go back out. And in going back out, this is when it can reveal its reflections and where it can share its remembrance with others, which is a key part of the abstract collective circuitry. In the detriment, we have a lack of responsibility in retreat, the bridge burner, a drive for privacy that will cut off its relationships, often abruptly. These are people who, when they go into retreat or into privacy, they kill everybody that they leave behind, psychically at least. This is the sort of immature retreat of Mars. And if you take the morality out of it, then it's simply a necessary aspect of the totality. These people go into retreat, they reflect and they break whatever the bond was, and that's what it was, that's it. This is the kind of person who says, leave me alone, I want to go home and have a think about all this. I'll see you tomorrow. And then the next day they will call you and say, I've thought about it and I don't want to see you anymore. So that's the point. They can just break the bond. They can just burn the bridge. But this line is called spirit. The spirit that lies within the whole nature of retreat is that these people are essential for us. If these people do not tell us about the experience, then we don't learn. So there is also a part of us that is trying to get them out of retreat so that they can share their secrets, their reflections, so that we get to take part in that process in a way. After all, this is a collective gate. Sharing is imperative. There is a lot of pressure on these people to share what it is that they have reflected on that is tucked away inside them. Success is something that is inherent here in this third line, and it can come through either the exaltation or the detriment. The exaltation tells us privacy is a path to success, whereas a bridge burner is often somebody who simply cuts everything off abruptly because they've banged into something that's going to be a lot more successful over here. And they know from their experience that the people that they leave behind can be very angry about this. So this third line is based on a wave of bonds made and broken. This is the way of all third lines. And they are all designed to enter and leave. But that does not mean that they don't have to come back again. And here you have an example of that. The exalted is that you can go out and then you can come back again. You can break the bond and then you can make it again. And the detriment says you go out, but you don't do that again. You're burning those bridges. You are breaking off with those forces completely, irrevocably. So all things are possible. And it's very difficult for the lower trigram in a collective gate to be able to fulfill its social responsibilities of sharing. It doesn't really know who's over there to share with. It isn't prepared or equipped for the consequences of collective sharing, which is on the logic side, a lot of criticism, and on the abstract side here, a lot of disbelief. The grounding is coming through gate 19 in line 3, which is called dedication. Dedication to the spirit of privacy, to the spirit necessary to enter into privacy, and the dedication to come back out again and share what has been remembered and reflected on. The third line is going to have success, but they might burn some bridges along the way. Having the dedication to stay with that process can be a very grounding force. The moon is still highlighting the balance between extremes in gate 15, the logical G-center gate with the love of humanity or not. And it moves into the logic root center gate 52 at 11:24. So in just about an hour or so's time, 2 hours time. Keeping still mountain, gate 52, is called the gate of inaction, a temporary and self-imposed inaction for the benefit of assessment, with the ability to still the physical body and the senses and use the power to concentrate on what is worthwhile to dedicate energy toward. This is a format energy, so if you have anything in a format channel, it colors your whole chart. So while the moon is in this transit for the next 11 hours, there will be that sense of, focused concentration coming from stillness. There might just be the joy of stillness, the inaction. And then we have the individual root gate 39 at 21:46. This is the gate of provocation, the gate of obstruction. This is where we can learn about the value of obstruction in provoking analysis, assessment, and re-evaluation, which are essential elements to bear in mind when any new mutation arrives, which often happens through these individual gates, and especially the one that's coming in 2027 that will come through the 39:55. And the final gate, which actually kicks in tomorrow morning at 8:12, is the abstract root gate 53. It's a development, it's a gate of beginnings, and it's the energy and the pressure to always start something new. And that could be a relationship, it could be a new project at work or at home, or it could be a mission of some sort. The pressure for development, and with it, the potential for maturation through the cyclic change. So this is our weather for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again tomorrow for a fourth line day. So until then, take care and go gently.